Hi, my name is Abby Stengel, and I'll be talking about protecting endangered species. Thousands of populations of critically endangered vertebrate animal species have been lost in a century, indicating that the sixth mass extinction is human-caused and accelerating, according to the National Academy of Sciences. Many species of animals are vulnerable to extinction due to human actions such as poaching, climate change, and deforestation. Due to these actions, several animal species are facing the consequences. In the United States, the issue of endangered species has become increasingly urgent because of human choices which destroy habitats for human benefit. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, prior to the 1970s, influential people such as President Theodore Roosevelt and his appointed head of the U.S. Forest Service, Gifford Pinchot, made an impact in the United States by creating implementations such as the National Wildlife Refuge at Pelican Island in Florida and other wildlife rescues in national parks such as Yosemite and Crater Lake. This helps species like wood storks, brown pelicans, and other water birds. In 1962, an influential writer named Rachel Carson wrote Silent Spring, which spread awareness of the growing issue of human impact on wildlife and unregulated pesticide use. Acts like the Endangered Species Preservation Act of 1966 and the Endangered Species Conservation Act of 1969 allowed authorities to intervene on specified land and start to form a list of species that required aid. This eventually led to the creation of the Endangered Species Act of 1973, which still to this day is held as the primary legal implementation to face this issue. During the 70s and period of time prior to that, a movement of counterculture ignited a push for environmental awareness. This movement ultimately led to the series of laws that still hold to this day. This includes the Endangered Species Act. According to the Texas Public Policy Foundation, in more than 4 decades, less than 2% of all listed species have ever been delisted. This shows how the majority of species listed remain on the list without proper intervention. Historically, the ESA is meant to protect species that have been proven to require government intervention. According to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, the purpose of the ESA is to protect and recover imperiled species and the ecosystems upon which they depend. The purpose of the ESA undermines its actions, which has become the bigger overall issue. Because of this, many species are subject to extinction due to the ineffectiveness of the ESA, therefore contributing to the growing numbers of endangered species and the decreasing numbers of populations. As of this year, changes in the ESA are being made, such as the controversial delisting of the North American gray wolf because it has one steady population. By now, many have heard about the wolves in Wisconsin and the order to hunt and kill about 119 due to livestock being attacked, but ended up killing over 80% of the population, according to WUWM, Milwaukee's NPR. This news clip explains the situation happening in Wisconsin.
Hunters and trappers have exceeded the state's wolf kill target by almost 100 animals. The DNR reports 216 wolves were killed, blowing past the kill target of 119. The hunt started Monday, was supposed to run through Sunday. DNR had to shut it down yesterday afternoon as it became clear hunters and trappers would far exceed the target.
It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback as you look back at it, but I will say, when we started monitoring the season, which was right away on Monday, at the end of the day, we were at 9 animals harvested. When we came into work the next day, looking at the numbers, we were up to 48. And we started monitoring the population constantly, or the harvest, I should say, constantly.
Now, the kill totals could climb even higher. Hunters and trappers have until 3 o'clock today to register their kills.
Because of these outraged farmers, the wolf populations have taken a tremendous blow. The farmers believe that their livestock are victims to the numerous wolf attacks that have been occurring, when in reality, less than 1% of livestock have been killed by wolves. According to Columbia University, under the Trump administration, Republicans weakened the Endangered Species Act by passing bills that make it easier to delist species and also to consider economic factors such as construction, water management, and fossil fuel extraction. Why is this important? Well, with the disappearance of keystone species such as the wolves of Yellowstone or beavers, it can have a devastating impact on the environment. According to the National Park Service, with the decrease of the wolves, elk populations grew out of control, causing the fauna to decrease, with the elk overeating and the soil was destroyed. Every animal plays a role in its ecosystem, so when one is removed, the rest of the food chain and web is destroyed in the process. Biodiversity is extremely important in a population, but when numbers decrease, it is harder to maintain that variety, causing extinction. With the extinction of species, it impacts the entire environment, causing a trophic cascade. According to the Society for Conservation Biology, to find effective measures to solve human-wildlife conflicts and promote a sustainable coexistence, it is essential to gain the public's understanding of the importance of preserving biodiversity. With more people informed on this issue, more people can be involved in solving it. Understanding biodiversity will enable people to learn why it is so important for environments to have many different variations to ensure their survival. Many organizations' purpose is to aid endangered species such as GoEco. They help species such as the hawksbill sea turtle and chimpanzees. They establish rescue centers to rehabilitate animals in need and then release them back into the wild, being sure to monitor them afterward. For the average person, it seems that they are incapable of helping from their home, but there are many actions that one can take in order to indirectly provide aid to endangered species. This could be buying products that do not support animal testing, are better for the environment, such as not buying products made of wood, or even just recycling. Planting native plants enhance animals' chances of being able to return to old habitats, as well as stimulate the environment to continue to prosper. As a society, we have a moral obligation to aid the environment and the endangered species that suffer from our actions. These species require our help, and we have the power to change things. Becoming educated on this issue enables more people in the world to become part of the solution. Even if it is something as simple as just recycling, that is one less sea turtle that must suffer from our poor decisions. We have the ability and resources to make change, so with more individuals involved, the more can be accomplished to rebuild our world. Thank you.